Welcome back to the deep dive. It is February 18th, 2026. And today, we're looking at a project that's kind of shifted its whole identity.
Yeah.
We're talking about SUI. And looking at the research, it's no longer just a Solana killer. The whole conversation is now about something called the SUI stack, or S2.
Exactly. The narrative has completely moved on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you track them from when they spun out of Meta's Deem project, the whole goal was just, can we build a fast blockchain?
Yeah, prove the tech works.
But now, in 2026, with S2, they're making a much bigger claim. They're positioning themselves as, like, the operating system for the entire internet's backend.
Which is a massive claim. So to figure out if it's legit, I really dug into the architecture. And the aha moment for me was this difference between accounts and objects.
That's it. That is the fundamental unlock.
Okay, so let's break that down. Ethereum is account-centric, which is sort of like a giant single-file line at a bank, right?
Yeah.
Every single transaction has to get in that one line.
And if one gets stuck, the whole line waits. It needs global consensus for everything.
SUI just throws that out. It's object-centric. So every asset, a token, an NFT, anything, is its own discrete object.
Think of it like a safety deposit box instead of one giant shared ledger.
Exactly. And because those boxes, those objects are independent, you can do things in parallel. A huge congested NFT mint is happening in its own lane.
And it has absolutely zero effect on me sending you some money in a totally different lane.
Yeah.
They don't touch. So the network just processes them both at the same time.
And that's where these crazy benchmark numbers come from. I'm seeing 390 milliseconds to finality.
Faster than you can blink. And a lot of that came from the Mysticeti upgrade.
I saw that. Something about uncertified DAGs.
It sounds super technical, but the simple version is validators used to have to gossip back and forth constantly to confirm everything. A lot of chatter.
Okay.
Mysticeti lets them skip a lot of that chatter. It cuts the communication needed in half. Less talking, more doing.
So this is where it gets interesting, though. All that speed, it's not really for humans clicking buttons, is it? The research points to this idea of an agentic web.
This is the critical shift. We humans can tolerate a bit of lag.
Yeah, a few seconds, whatever.
But an AI agent trying to operate at machine speed, it can't. If an AI is negotiating thousands of supply chain variables per second, it can't wait 12 seconds for an Ethereum block to clear. It needs that instant finality.
And the S2 stack is built for that. There's Walrus for decentralized storage of huge data sets and Seal for privacy and access control.
Right.
The example that really made it click for me was HelpBot at Power Design.
Oh, yeah, that's a perfect case study.
It's an AI that autonomously diagnoses IT problems, but then it executes the fix on chain. And then this is the kicker. It pays for the fix instantly with stablecoins using the agent payments protocol, AP2.
It's a completely self-contained, friction-free machine economy running in the background. And Wall Street is clearly noticing.
The numbers don't lie. Total value locked is over, what, $2.6 billion now?
It's real institutional money. Franklin Templeton has $250 million in tokenized funds on there. And just this month, Grayscale launched a GSUI staking ETF on the NYSE.
Wow. And it looks like they're all chasing this yield-driven capital rotation, basically moving cash that's doing nothing into SUI to capture that staking yield.
Of course. Why would you let capital sit at 0% when you can get, 7 to 8.5% on chain? It's just a smart balance sheet move.
But we have to talk about the tokenomics, because I'm looking at the inflation numbers and they are little eye-watering. 17.4% effective inflation for 2026.
It's high. You can't sugarcoat that. It's really high.
So for a regular person holding the token, aren't you just getting massively diluted by all these venture capital unlocks hitting the market?
That is the risk, absolutely. If you're just holding it liquid, you're facing that self-pressure. The counter-argument, though, is the staking ratio.
Which is at 71%.
71% of the circulating supply is locked up in staking.
So the theory is that the sell pressure gets absorbed because everyone, including the big players, is locking up their tokens to chase that same yield we were just talking about.
Exactly. The incentives are designed to keep tokens off the open market, for now, at least.
It's a really delicate balancing act. Okay, so let's zoom out. We've got a blockchain that tackled speed with this object model, built a whole ecosystem for AI agents, and then got Wall Street on board with high yield.
It's basically decided not to compete with Ethereum on decentralization purity. It's competing on raw industrial-grade utility.
Which brings up a final kind of provocative thought. We always talk about mass adoption in terms of getting billions of people to use crypto. But looking at SUI and the agentic web, Are we even the main audience anymore, or is SUI building the invisible plumbing for an economy run entirely by machines?
And that is the multi-billion, maybe trillion-dollar question, isn't
It's
it?
something for y'all to think about. That's our time for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.